everyone, I hope you're all having a beautiful day so far. If you are new, hello and welcome. My name is Emily, and today we are going to be finishing the pantry makeover. Yay! We're going to be jazzing it up a little bit by adding some wallpaper as an accent. We're adding some shelves and then also adding floating shelves to the corner area. And if you happen to miss my first part of the pantry makeover, I'll leave that linked up here and also in the description box below. We added cabinetry and countertops, and that really changed the overall function of the pantry and just made it beautiful. So today we're gonna finish it, and we're gonna also decorate it and make it beautiful and functional all at the same time. So I hope you're excited for today's decorate with me and makeover video and get lots of ideas. I'm really excited to just get this checked off my list and move on to bigger and better things. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm gonna wallpaper this wall. Look at that shadow, whoa! I don't think I'm gonna do this one. I think I'll leave this one blank, but we can always add on to it later. And guess what wallpaper I chose? Say what? So whenever you're putting up wallpaper, you want to make sure that you start with a level line. Otherwise, every single thing will be off. So you don't need to do multiple, you just need to do the one as a guide. The wallpaper I am using is pre-pasted, which is actually what I prefer to use, because you don't have to overlap the seams or anything. So that's a plus. So it's time to hang. Since I'm using a pre-pasted wallpaper, it's very easy to work with. You simply roll it out a few extra inches than you need, and then you're going to spray it down with water, and then you basically do a book crease in it. You fold over each edge into the middle, but you don't crease it. You just do that, and it kind of activates the glue. It's very easy to work with, so much easier than peel and stick. And then you're going to grab yourself like a spatula or something that has a flat edge on it, but I like this knockdown tool because it has foam on the edge, so it's not going to rip my wallpaper. And I'm just using that to press it in and make sure there's no bubbles. So you want to work from the inside to the outside, and if you have to adjust it, do so. It's not uncommon to have to do that. And if you do have outlets, you want to make sure that you cut that out before you start pressing everything in. That was my problem here, is I forgot to cut out the outlet, so I had to go back and do that. And then if anything isn't sticking, just spray a little bit of water on there and press it down, and then take a napkin and get off the extra water off your wall or off the baseboard. And then once you have that, use a knife to cut the edges and press it in. It's super simple, and you just do that on repeat. Just cut the second piece, as you can see, and I forgot about the matching of the pattern. So we'll see where we end up. Oops. So I will say I'm a little bit bummed that I forgot about the pattern matching up, but I ended up only being about 4 inches from the ceiling, and so I figured that would be a better spot than the floor to do it. And since this wallpaper has a really good pattern to it, you can't even notice where I put the extra piece up top, which is amazing. This wallpaper, I do not overlap either. You line up each edge to the paper to the other one, and it just looks seamless. It's really nice. It is very thick too, and I like that about it. It's a really nice quality, and it comes in, I believe, 4 or 5 different colors. So this is the gray, but they have a black option, blue, green, and also in pink. But I will leave everything linked down below for you, including the brackets, any decor you see or gadgets. They'll all be linked in the description box for you, and you can also find it on my LTK. but this wallpaper is really nice quality. It's thick and I just really like how well it goes on the wall. I also used it in the laundry room. If you've seen those videos, great. If you haven't, definitely go check them out because I'm definitely transforming the space, and wallpaper is apparently really popular this year. I don't go off of popularity. If I'm doing something, I just go off of what I want it to look. So when you're designing or decorating your home, do what you want, not what the trends are. So I love this wallpaper, and I probably should have chose something different, but I like it, so I'm using it on repeat. Wallpaper is all installed. It looks so pretty. It is time for us to put up the shelves, and I wasn't thinking that I don't want my shelf brackets to be silver. So I actually want them to be gold, so I need to prime and paint those, and I don't know why I didn't think about doing that before I started the wallpaper. Just kind of got too excited, and then yeah, so we need to do that first. And then I realized I cannot actually put up all the shelves yet because I only bought 4 brackets. That's all the store had the day I bought them, and I actually need 6 because I have 3 shelves. I want to utilize as much vertical space. So I don't have time right now to just run to the store and waste 2 hours. So I'm going to use my DoorDash delivery app to get those for me. And I want to thank DoorDash for sponsoring this portion of today's video. I am so grateful for the DoorDash delivery app because it really comes in handy when you forget things, or maybe, you know, you don't have time to do everything. They are there to help you. And I know most of you are probably familiar with DoorDash. You can get groceries, flowers, pet supplies, health items, pretty much anything in your local neighborhood, they will deliver with DoorDash, which is amazing. They're literally the door to more. Many people utilize the DoorDash delivery app for lunches throughout their workday or dinner when they've worked a long day, but it's definitely useful for regular household items. If you don't have time to make it out to the store, or maybe you're throwing a party and you forget something, they're there to help you. Definitely be sure to download the DoorDash app here. You can use code MOMMA50 to save 50% up to $10 off your first order of $15 or more. This is a limited time offer, so take advantage of it while you can. I'm really thankful that we live in a modern age where I'm able to get something that I forgot delivered through the DoorDash app. So definitely be sure to check them out. And we're actually going to work on the corner shelves because I think that's going to take me some time. I've got to build the floating shelves instead of doing brackets there. I think it'll be a cleaner look. So we're going to work on that, and hopefully it won't take me too long, but it'll give the time for the paint to dry and then the other shelf brackets to get delivered, and then we can move on from there. 2 shelves, and I've decided to do floating shelves and also make them solid, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to build a bracket that goes in an L shape here, and then the shelf unit itself will be a solid piece of plywood that I can paint. And then I'll put front on, and then I'll put a lower piece underneath it. I think that'll be best because my studs are in a really odd spot, so using brackets and stuff just, it wouldn't do very well. So I have a stud here, here, and here, but nothing there. So I didn't have any 2x2s, so I just used 2x6s and 2x4s and ripped those down to the size that I wanted, and then made sure each of the edges were cut straight. That's something you want to make sure of. And then like this board, see how it's all cracked and everything? That is not going to be usable, so I just cut off the area that I could use and then use that for something else. So now I'm marking on the wall where the actual studs are, and then I'm marking that on my boards, and I'm pre-drilling to make sure that when I screw into the wall, it doesn't crack the boards. And while I'm going back and forth on projects trying to get everything done, this was a very, very long day but it was definitely worth it, I will say that. So I'm going with the metallic spray paint. You can find this at Lowe's and Home Depot. They both carry it now. Just sure that when you're putting your brackets on the wall, you use a level, because that'll make all the difference. And I also used a clamp when I was joining the boards next to each other. It just helps keep things level, and I hadn't done that before, and I'm really glad I did, because you'll see me use it throughout the video, and it made a huge difference. So something I didn't show on camera was I did use my Craig jig to create pocket holes for the actual shelf brackets that are sticking out. That way I could secure them to the wall brackets here. And so again, I'm using the clamp to clamp that down, keep it, also helps keep it level, and then I don't have to need a third hand to help me. It's just basically a giant puzzle piece when it comes to building a floating shelf bracket. You need to determine how many supports you need and where it's all going to be at. So it just takes a little bit of time to get all the cuts, but here's what it's looking like. Now I got to do one more.
One more piece, yes, and then we can make the shelves. I am so ready to just put up normal shelves with the brackets over there. Oh my goodness, this is so tedious.
So as I said earlier, I was going to make the shelves in one solid piece, but that didn't work out because the plywood scraps that I had were 2 inches too short. So I'm just using some sandy plywood. It paints really well, and cutting that down to 2 different sizes, one for the long wall and then one to create that short L piece. And I just repeated that twice, and it worked really well. These will be really nice. Make sure before you decide to paint or stain your shelves that you dry fit everything, because like the one area I had to recut that piece, it was just a little too snug. So now I'm going to paint the boards and also the bottom boards that are going to cover up all the bracing. And I'm using the color Classic Gray by Benjamin Moore, and I just had it color matched at Home Depot, and this actually matches the cabinets that I have in the pantry now, and those were called Cloud White, so I just had it color matched and it worked really well. Not sure a color of something, get it color matched to the store. Any of the stores will do it for you, and it will save you a lot of time trying to go through the color wheel and trying to find it. So I ended up doing 2 coats on each board and letting those dry. Again, it's a process of going back and forth on these projects.
I don't know if I should leave this or take it off. I only have one more strip and it's only going to take me to about here, so I'm not sure what to do. Alrighty, time to figure out the height of our shelves. Some are usually in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them the same height as the ones over there. I feel like we could go a little bit different, but isn't that cool? It finds the stud based off of the screw. I don't know where my stud finder is. I'm striking out today, I tell you. So, normally,
So as you saw before, I marked a level line on the wall, then I put my screw on that line, hanging the brackets, and then you want to make sure that you check the levelness vertically as well for your bracket before you secure the other screw, and then just do that on repeat.
one down, 2 more shelf units to go, but I didn't think about in my head is that for some reason I was thinking 2 for each shelf. Okay, I don't know why, I just was. But technically I should probably have 3 if I'm going to put something really heavy on this, like cans of flour and things. So, I don't know, we're going to see how it does, but it's going to sag. That's too far of a gap, so I need to do another one, but I don't have enough and the store is out, so I don't know, we just won't put anything too heavy on it yet. Those shelves have 16 in between them, so I'm thinking these ones maybe doing less, maybe doing 13, so I have one other one here and then about one right around here. That's a little bit hard to reach for me, but that would be, you know, decorative things, you know, like my cake plates and stuff that I only use every so often. They're not used, you know, daily. So maybe that could be okay. But I could still reach up there, you know. I think I ended up putting this up an inch higher than I was planning on it too. Yeah, I was supposed to do these at 54 and I somehow did them at 55 3/4. So lost a little bit of space there, but really good, accessible still, and just Now for the fun part, we get to put up the shelves, and I am actually using fridge panels for this. I cut them down, that way the paint would be beautiful and everything, and they're sealed. So let's put them up. Little stack of wood and stuff that's leftovers, and I'm wondering if I have enough white oak. This is left over from the built-ins in the living room. Ooh, I think I have enough. I have 4 pieces. I think I can make a the cabinet for the lower part of the pantry with this, which would be great. So I could do the sides, the top, and then have one shelf. And then I might have to just buy another board to make another shelf, but that's okay. Don't mind that. I can at least get this to stain the way I want to. So yay for scraps.
So this is the pocket hole tool by Craig Jig, and I love it. This is the old style. I got it when it was on clearance because they were bringing out the new style of it, and I'm so glad I got it when I did because it was like 30 bucks. So it's just been such a great tool for woodworking. And so I'm putting pocket holes in on these strips here, and I have 3 of them, or 4 of them actually. So I'm going to do 2 up top, 1 and then 2 in the back, and that way I can secure the cabinet without having to use a ton of extra wood. And so I'm just going to be applying some wood glue and then using the pocket hole screws to attach this.
Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do. I never think, I always do. Never thought I wouldn't jump, oh what a fool. But if I fall, I would get up again.
It's looking pretty darn good, I would say. I made it an inch shorter, but I feel like it's wider. Oh, because of the baseboard. That's okay. I don't mind this though. The only thing I don't have is edge banding, but that's okay. So now I'm going to, I don't know if I want 2 shelves in here. So I could do a shelf here and one lower, but I'm thinking I could put like heavy things down here just directly on the floor. And then I could have a shelf maybe here or something, like let's say you take, you know, leftover drinks. Those just sit down here, maybe do a shelf here. I could probably get 2 shelves out of it, I'm not sure. So I want to add the pocket, add holes in it so that I can, what do you call it? So we're going to use our laser level and figure out the height on this thing. Because I've tried measuring it before and that was a disaster. So don't do that. Just use a level and keep it firm wherever you're going to have it. So let's see here. Maybe the battery's going dead. Yeah, okay, the battery's going dead. It's like, what is going on with this thing? So this is a Craig Jig, and this is just basically a setup that they have, and you drill through it like so, and then it leaves an areas for you to put the shelf holders. So it's really handy, and you can change the depth if you need to. Alright, time to find shelf holders, put that in, and then I can figure out this. I feel like if I have one here, I might do another shelf here. Yeah. Use a banding for this or get 1-bys and put it over, which is probably what I'm going to do so it chunks it up a bit. But the freezer door opens all the way, nice countertop, good work surface, and I just got to clean this off, and then I just have to put the banding on the edge.
Now that the shelf paint is all dry, I will add those back in, and we will nail those down with my brad nailer, and then I'm also going to use the really thin board there and put that on the bottom so it covers up the bracing, and just securing it with nails again. And then we're going to trim out the front area, and I'm going to use 45-degree angles so that looks nice and seamless, and it will cover up that front piece. As a reminder, this is the starting point of our pantry, and the after is just so good. I am thrilled with the way it has turned out, and it is definitely a lot of work, but I definitely transformed the pantry and made this space super functional. And I'm just really excited that I was able to use some scraps and get it put together. I have plenty of room for appliances and stuff, which I'm happy about. And of course, things will change over time, but I'm just gonna kind of put this together and get it decorated a teeny bit, but make it very functional for right now. I still gotta organize a few things, but I am very happy to have extra shelving and just have everything be very soothing. It's not loud or anything, and I'm so happy with the space. Hope you have been inspired by today's DIY makeover. Please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, that really helps out my channel. And I'd love to know, what do you think of the overall pantry makeover? Did I do good? These makeovers are definitely a lot of work, so I hope you enjoy them. I will be sharing my backyard makeover in the next video, so definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here, and check the description box for all the links that you might need. And I'll see you in the next one.